done properly, it can go a long way. I mean, it's an opportunity really for companies to put their brand out there and tie it to the values that they have and that they share with their stakeholders. So, I mean, the brand is not so much about the visual as it is about tying a visual to values. And, you know, and the CSR report is the best way to talk about your values, I think.
It can go two ways, and you said it on the panel today, Barbara, that if people are sharing the information just to look good in that space, which is called greenwashing, it can actually go against them. If they are sharing the information because they really do believe in what they're doing, it's definitely a dedication from within the company, and there's strategy and growth put there. Even though you might not be as far ahead as some people, but just actually going there and sharing what you're doing and putting yourself on a path and a course is definitely works in your favor, as opposed to just saying something for face value.
Yeah, and again, your brand is how you want to be perceived by stakeholders, and if you're not putting your story out there, somebody else will.
So obviously we are a creative design agency, and helping a company really find engaging ways to report their information, especially in a digital space, it's definitely going to have an impact. You know, if you want to just produce a digital static report, people are not going to really engage with it. We look at ways to, you know, make things social shareable, make things be nuggets of information, so it's easily digestible. We break up reports so it becomes a little bit modular and people can explore that content the way they want. So I think design has a huge say and impact on that, but I think it really goes down to who are you speaking to and what are you trying to achieve with that conversation.
Yeah, and I think with, you know, design involves video, involves animation, involves digital and, you know, static design, and really understanding usability of however that information is being conveyed. We want to make it easy, we want to make it memorable, impactful.
We want to make it feel like the brand too, you know. We want to make it feel like you're inside whatever company who's sharing that information. We want it to feel like you're actually looking at something that is a part of that company.
It's one of the few places where you can tell a whole story about a company, as opposed to you know, bits and pieces about a service or an offering, or even their CSR efforts individually. A report allows you to tell a holistic story, and I think that really reflects well on a company's brand.
Yeah, and it's an evolving story. I mean, I think within sustainability reporting, it's a conversation that doesn't have a beginning or an end. It's just an ongoing, fluid conversation that you know, you update throughout the year or every year. It's a place where you can really speak about your goals and how that aligns with brand value.
Yeah, so I mean, understanding as design experts how people view information and where you need to have white space, how much they're really absorbing. Let's say it's probably 10%, unless it's extremely dynamic. So knowing that and whittling down the subjects and keeping it as simple and scannable and dynamic and engaging as possible is absolutely key to creating impact. Design comes in many shapes, sizes, formats, and in order to really make sure that stakeholders are getting your message, you need to have it be consistent with everything else you're saying, communicating as a company. We don't want this to be a standalone piece that does not reflect what a CEO is saying, and, you know, or what some of the other materials are saying. So I think that
it's a conversation that we really want to keep going, and whether that's delving a little bit deeper into maybe some of the CSR programs that are happening inside a company, and maybe helping some of our clients build out programs or campaign ideation to support some of those. And again, having this year-round conversation to support what is an annual report, I think is something that I think is very important, like to keep that dialogue going. I mean, some examples of what we've done, again, it's taking that communication beyond just being a static piece of information. With one of our clients, we added geolocation into some of the homepage content, understanding that the company is a national company, and we wanted the user, based on their IP address, to land on that report and see stories that were relevant to their location. And then obviously there's a connection with that content, so they're going to explore the report more. So again, it's like taking the conversation out of a static space and really building it into something that is going to have like user experience and engagement.
Yeah, and I think, you know, a dashboard is really helpful on a website, and you know, because you're already segmenting what you want to say, people can dive into it and will learn more and go off on, you know, tangents and videos. And
yeah, by doing a dashboard with like smaller snippets of what's actually inside that report is just a way to allow people to kind of land on that homepage, scan for themselves, get like a good overview of what's in there without being, you know, the first thing they see is this like huge body of text, which is like, oh my gosh, I have to scroll, I have to scroll, I have to scroll. Instead, it's like, this is the information. It's easy to digest because it's in little bite-sized pieces, and again, it allows them to go deeper.
And I think, you know, we have to also build in a place where you can reach out and contact the person at the company, and encouraging that, whether it's an online form or just a, you know, a chat area or a phone number, an email, really soliciting information. Having calls to action, I think, is pretty important.
And also social sharing on the content, we've found has become something that's becoming very important for our clients. Allows the user to go and maybe look at an article or a video or a picture or, you know, an infographic, and push that out into their social channels, which again is allowing your audience to share the message for you. It's the kind of content that you want.